come out of storage already. It just started.
Good evening and welcome. This is Bob Pace on a live stream. And here tonight we're supposed to fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host and I give you a warm welcome. Now today was a magical day. It was Father's Day and my wife's birthday.
No.
A double whammy. And there she is in the background.
Mm-mm.
I am live.
This is not wife.
I am live. I'm live from the west coast of California, a place called Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the beach. Now I'm on here twice a day. My morning show is Fight CPS with Bob Pace, and my evening show is Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I come in the morning at 8 a.m. on the weekends. And then hold on a second, folks. I got to quiet my Okay, I'm back. I'm glad that the family's going to help me. They're going to be quiet. Anyway, hi, Tony the Tiger. I know you're from Ostenego, New York. You're Cassandra. And so you're learning. As I gather evidence, they obtained the evidence they had against me illegally. Check it in, by the way. I'm glad you are. They perjured the evidence. Well, they probably illegally took the evidence.
Mm.
Now I hear a vibration. Okay. Oh boy. I apologize to you all coming in here. And I have a very immature family here at the moment. Okay, please be quiet. Please be quiet. Okay. I guess this is how they are on Father's Day with all the dads. Anyway, this is live, and I'm here to help all of you with your CPS case. All of you pretty much have the same thing, like I did. Low in income, can't afford an attorney, and trying to fight CPS without the knowledge. But I've been fighting for 15 years. I have the knowledge now. And I had to sell my forever home to get money to hire my attorney. The only way you're going to rescue your case or solve your case is to have a professional attorney trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Thank you, Tony, for the happy Father's Day. That is awful sweet. I want to thank the people this morning for the happy Father's Day, too. My show is filled with returning people, which is all part of the family. They call me Uncle Bob, which is great. I have over 2,000 people I've talked to. And this is a worldwide live stream shown around the world. Anybody that has internet can see me. Now, I've talked to people from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, from India, from the Middle East and Saudi Arabia, to Libya, to Africa, to Liberia, to Sudan, to the Republic of Congo, to Rwanda, to Mozambique, and to South Africa. Then up to Europe, it's England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, and Sweden. Across the pond, it's North America, Canada, and the U.S., including all 50 states, and Washington, D.C. South of the border, it's Mexico. Then in South America, North Brazil, on the East Coast, it is Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, it's New Zealand, and then the land down under, Australia. So that's a total of 23 countries, including the U.S. So they've all either texted or called, expressed problems with their CPS. CPS is a worldwide epidemic. There are good ones and bad ones. You don't know who the rogue ones are. I'm not saying all CPS is bad, but the, over 2,000 of you have reported your cases were bad. So was mine. Mine was a horrible time. Mine was a horrible time.
Ooh.
So I'm here to listen to your stories, to your questions. Do you want me to talk about something like rules or how to get an attorney or anything else you may have to ask me? Now, this entity I call the Child Protection System, CPS. They have many different names. In California, they have the Department of Family and Children. Then they have the Child Protection System. In Arizona, it's Department of Children's Services. In Kentucky, it's the cabinet. But I just say CPS. It's a lot easier that way. It's a lot easier. Now, we're going through a lot of turmoil in this world. And CPS is one of the things that's been affecting us.
It's really bad. I can't put my pictures. Where'd my pictures go? They're gone. Here they are. That was scary. Just took out.
So, what's the latest, Tony the Tiger? I'm looking for questions from you. Um, Now, all of you that want to text me a message, please follow this format. To text me a message, it should be in a form of a comment or a question and should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and I said country because there's many of you are from the countries. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from beginning to where you're at. Now, if you want to be a guest on my live stream, which I hope you do, all you do is email Grace at Vincent W. Davis with the day and time you want to be on our show. Again, I have 14 show times. You just tell Grace I want to be morning and you can be on the show. So that is important. That is important. Now, I'm going to put my phone number up so y'all can call in. To call in my phone number at 626-698-0990. I'd love to have you call in right now and talk to me. That would be great. In fact, there's one person that's been trying to talk and see if they're around. I can try to contact them.
Melissa's scared. I need help. Actually, oh, okay. Okay. They all laugh. It's not good. Oh,
The person you dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Good evening, Jennifer Anderson from Ohio. I've tried several times to try to schedule you to talk on my show so that you get a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis. I guess apparently you can't take my call, but if you can tonight, you can call in at 626-698-0990. Look forward to your call. Take care. And this is Bob Pace on the live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. Okay, let me see if there's anybody else that has wanted to talk in. Nope, they haven't. As far as things changing next week or getting a co-host, I don't know. I haven't heard anything new. It's Sunday night, and Monday is the day I asked for, so I haven't heard back. So everything will go as scheduled. I'm here, rain or shine. I've been here now for 20 months, over a year and a half, and I've not missed a show time yet.
oh, why is she saying all this? Future husband.
Okay, we got another comment here from Tony. Just went outside for a smoke right quick. I'll give you as soon as I call. Yes, please call in because right now you're about it. You're about it. Now, there are 5 rules that I've come up with, and they will help you keep your children or get your children back. Now, I do want to tell you about some important things right now. The one mistake I had was not hiring an attorney. And you all should look into legal insurance. You can get insurance to protect you that can have insurance pay for lawyers that protect you. It's available. It's not that expensive of a premium. And needs to be
Future husband. Oh my God, are you seriously?
I'm thinking right now. Rule number 1 is get an attorney, and having an attorney is the most important thing you ever do, because fighting CPS alone or trying to go to them is like open heart surgery. If you had to fight open heart surgery, you won't make it. You will not make it. So you need to fight open heart surgery as best as you can. As best as you can. You see, open heart surgery requires a doctor. You know, layperson is not going to cut open your chest cavity. You're not going to cut open it. The same though goes for CPS. When you try to go there and navigate them, they'll trap you. You're like Alice in Wonderland. You fell in the rabbit hole and you don't know what to do or where to go. You meet the Chester cat who directs you to all these different rooms. It's a very complex, and they will not treat you fairly. They will take away everything. They ruined my life. They ruined my life. Now, besides getting an attorney, you need to do documentation. And I don't know how important that is. You need to video and audio record everything. You can do that really easily if you're from public places like the library or Starbucks or McDonald's. You have your meetings there. You don't have your meetings at home. Now, the documentation consists of keeping a notebook, a 6-inch thick 3-ring notebook, and you should have subject tabs to organize all your paperwork. And the most important paperwork is your time log incident report. You take sheets of notebook paper and you write down all your incidents. You devote 3 sentences or 3 lines to each incident. Your first line will be whether you called in on the incident or whether you saw them in person. So you give the location or the phone number. Then you do the date and time, and then who was involved in the conversation or the meeting. Your second line is a summary of what the incident's all about. And then your third line is the results of the incident after it's over. If it's not over, keep it open, and eventually you'll get the information and do it openly. Um, so that notebook will really become valuable for you. There's no question about that notebook.
Oh my God, this is a nightmare. That's about it. Wake up. It's going down.
Now, this notebook, have it with you handy. Put all your test results of your drug tests, all your parenting classes certificates, all your programs, your drug rehab, your domestic violence or whatever you went to. That documentation will come in handy. Now, rule number 3 is you do not open your door to anybody. Look what happened last night at 3 a.m. to the Minnesota couple. A woman was a senator and her husband. They were asleep in the house. They were woken up by someone knocking at their door. They thought it was the police. The guy had a Ford Explorer, black four-door Ford Explorer, and he had battle fatigues on. He looked like a policeman. You never open the door to anybody. You never know who's out there. Too many people have been killed innocently. I know a black airman that was shot to death 5 times by a sheriff in Gainesville, Florida, because he was at the wrong apartment. And he died on FaceTime talking to his fiancée. How do you think she feels? How she thinks she feels? So it's best not to have them in there. It's best you don't talk to police. If you're outside, tell them. If it's a legal matter, I need to have representation. I need to have my attorney present. I cannot talk to you further until I get my attorney. So please give me the information. I'll get back to you. Be nice to people. Be courteous. But don't sit there and talk, because what you say will be used against you. Now, in the home, you keep quiet. Now, the only other ways they can get there's only 3 ways to get in your home. 1, they get permission from you to enter the home, or one of the family members lets them in. You need to instruct your family not to open the door. Or 2, they have a warrant, but you got to be careful of the warrant. It may be a fake warrant. That's a legal document signed by a judge on a regular working day, not the weekend, not a holiday during the weekday. That spells out specifically what they can do or not do. It should have the date and a wet signature and a hand stamp where the signature has been raised.
Right here. Here's our family.
And I'm sorry, I'm being distracted right now. I apologize. My attention isn't to the show. I'm trying to do my best here. That's the disadvantage of trying to do a live stream in your home. I'm trying to be professional and trying to be professional with my family, but they don't want to participate being professional back. Okay. Good evening. And this is Bob Pace with the live stream Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. And how can I help you? Oh, okay. You're Cassandra you have another number there. I didn't recognize it first. Okay. What's the latest? I know. What is the latest? What's the latest?
The judge does bring me in there. She never puts in the evidence I tell her to put in. So I've gathered all the evidence myself, and I have proof to prove that they lied. Like the CPS worker, when she testified, which was the only person that got to testify, she not only obtained the evidence illegally, she perjured the evidence.
Yeah.
But I have proof of it all. Like, they're trying to say that I have neglect because I don't take my son to his counseling appointment. And that last one and the only one that he's been to was April 1st. The hospital, we have the same problem with the hospital system out here in Otsego County before. And if you remember, the Otsego County Sheriff's Department and CPS kidnapped my son May 6th. And he was with my parents till the 13th when they finally decided to give him back to me. He was enrolled in his homeschooling in May 12th, which it took me, 3 weeks to go from tutoring to enroll him in a homeschooling program. When he first came back to me last March, it took them 2.5 months to enroll him from one school to another. But now you're trying to go after me for neglect on the schooling part, because it took me 3 weeks to find a proper schooling program and get all the papers and stuff into the school, when it took them 2.5 months originally to enroll him in school when he got returned to me. That's crazy. It took me less time than it took them. But I'm the one getting in trouble for neglect here. And then also, he made every appointment from the moment he got out of the hospital. He was at an appointment every month. He missed 1 or 2 appointments. And his appointments in May were missed because he got kidnapped by social services and Otsego County Sheriff's Department. Like, if they hadn't kidnapped him, he would have had his schooling already started, which, I mean, I did try to start this while he was in my parents' care, which is really funny because I called them about his schooling. My parents answered. After that, they stopped answering the phone. They ended up blocking me. And they did this again. I was telling my parents, my mom, talking to her about how she had us put in foster home because my dad abused us, and she wanted to take us, take my dad off the order of protection that CPS had on him and have him in the house, so she put us in a foster home. And then she was going to put my brothers were the only ones home. I got put in a foster home. And then she decided she was going to put my brothers in there too so that the restraining order could be dropped on my dad. He could come home, or she was going to put herself in a psych center. Well, all that changed around Christmas time, right before Christmas break. And she then decided, I had to be the one gone because I would ruin Christmas. It was my fault that my dad and CPS was involved. When my mom was the one who talked to the CPS worker and told about how my dad had punched the crap out of me. And after that, she decided she was supposed to give me the password because my son is up in Bernhardt, a psychiatric facility in Buffalo. But tell me how when it's a 4-hour drive, it takes you 16 hours to get there and back, and you make a 2-hour pit stop in Darby, Pennsylvania. What was that for on the way to the hospital? Why was there a pit stop made? And you're not trafficking our children? Now my parents have gone so far because I wouldn't give the lawyer, and when I told her I wouldn't give her the evidence, my parents have now put a restraining order on me because I supposedly said I would burn their house down. And I said, if you were trying to traffic my child, I will burn your house down. Yeah, it was wrong for me to say that, but in the heat of the moment and wondering why they're taking a 2-hour trip and PA is 2 hours away from the facility. So you're kind of going 4 hours out of your way. Why would you do that with my son if you weren't trying to traffic him? And because of all this, yes, I'm upset. If you're trying to traffic my kid, yeah, I'm going to burn your house. I felt like that.
Okay. Slow down, Cassandra. You can't fight fire with fire. And that's why right now your anger has to be controlled, your emotions. You're talking to me. I'm trying to help you. I'm not CPS. Right. I'm not the enemy. If you want to direct that anger, direct it to them. Now, I didn't force you to take the court-appointed attorney. But if you're going to take the court-appointed attorney and they don't do you well, then it's up to you. Your duty to threaten them to either sue them for negligence and call the state of New York, the state capital of New York, and say, I want to file a complaint against the judge. Okay, I'm trying to talk. Okay, you file a complaint at the Capitol and tell them that you want to report a dysfunctional attorney. I don't know if you've done all these things. You're supposed to put a complaint against those attorneys. I can guarantee they'll be investigated and they'll lose their bar license.
To get games with maybe disability. And it's not even fair that they're treating people with disabilities like this.
Yeah.
They're all set up that way to take their kids. They actually had a drug problem, and they used that to take kids, and they shot people so that their statistics would match in case they got investigated to keep them from getting investigated. Because CPS not only traffics kids, they're trafficking drugs in New York State. They're part of the whole thing. It's just disgusting. Like they house homeless drug dealers before they have take care of their own homeless problem in the county. Like that's why we have a homeless problem out here. The building I live in, we have a whole drug crew in here.
Yeah, I know.
And
You told me that. You told me.
It's scary. There's one on every floor, and nobody will do anything about it.
Yeah.
And the building was just built like 2 years ago. And it's because there's a tax break on it. They have a 5-year tax break.
Yeah.
But I have like everything I have is recorded. All my phone calls. So the things that my parents are saying and asking for order of protections to make it look like I'm a dangerous person. Like, it's sad because I have no records, knock on wood. I've done nothing wrong. And I don't try to do nothing wrong. I just, I'm establishing with a new counselor myself. But for the my lawyer to be asking things that aren't even relevant to the case either is what scares me and like tells me that I can't trust her. But I went and obtained all the paperwork that I need to prove that they were lying, because, like I said before, like they committed perjury when they were in court, and they can be sued for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's why they actually threatened my parents in Supreme Court that if my parents didn't put my son in a hospital, they were going to take my parents' custody from them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody is so scared of these people, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I believe we have right and justice will come if you fight for it.
Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, I'm going to go on to my fourth lawyer, which I'm going to try and find myself. This is the third family, and they take forever to find me lawyers, and they don't give me a lawyer until a day before court on purpose. Like, the whole court system out here is messed up.
Yeah, yeah.
We had a DA from another county come into this county, and that was because he overdosed on drugs in another county, so he got fired from out there. Like, that's how bad the whole situation out here is. It's disgusting.
Well, what is your game plan now? What is your game plan now?
USB is going to be submitted into court. I'm also sending everything I have to the White House. I'm sending it to the Congresswoman, everybody who I can that is above this court system. Like, as far to the top as I can, I'm going with all this paperwork, every court, the recordings of the court hearings, everything. I'm sending in to everybody at the top. Like, they can't just keep working with the drug crew and be doing this and getting away with it. Like, everybody needs to know about what happens and what's happening in New York State entirely. It's one of the most corrupt states. If you can resolve the problem here, then you can resolve it all over America. Like, I'm not the only one going through this injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And other people need to know that they can fight too. Like, if you can't get a lawyer to fight by your side, Google and look up your own, like, rights. Look up your rights, look up the laws. Google that stuff yourself and fight for yourself, because if you can't find nobody else, at least you know you have yourself.
True.
And if you go into the court and you know how to talk to these people, and you got to keep your emotions under control. Control your emotions, don't let them control you. That's what I tell myself every day.
Okay. All right.
And just work for yourself. I mean, because there are things like at the hospitals out here, all they do is Google your symptoms and tell you what's wrong with you and give you medication so that Big Pharma can make more money.
Yeah.
It's all linked.
Well, where's your son now? Your 10-year-old son?
Well, he's 13 now, but I've been dealing with this since he was in my stomach, actually, from another county, and I left that county while he was in my stomach, so now I think that's why they're pressing so hard, because I'm not stupid. I will fight for my rights. I will fight for the ones I love. I will do whatever necessarily. So now they're trying to have me locked up and put away so they can shut me up. That's the problem. They need to shut me up before everybody knows about all this. You have this drug crew in here, and they say they're not all together. What happened to the RICO law? They're all living in the same building on top of one another. Like, you have a whole third floor with a bunch of them up there. Like, 301 has, like, a whole group in there. Like, you're going to tell me that you don't know that this is happening in this town. And I believe my town, Oneonta, New York, is, like, it's the center of a lot of the corruptness going on in here.
Okay, where is your 13-year-old son then?
I really can't say, because they won't give me my visitation rights which I'm violating tomorrow morning. I'm going up there first thing in the morning and I'm violating them because I was supposed to get 2-hour visits every other week and they have not done nothing. My lawyer supposedly set it up and was supposed to be setting it up, but then she wants to say she's recusing herself from the case on Friday, asking to be taken off of it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here and deal with it? No. I'm going to keep fighting and doing what I know is right. Like, I have no idea where he is.
Well, that's not
All
good.
I know is he's supposedly in Burn Psychiatric Facility in the pediatric wing in Buffalo, New York.
And what
But
is
then again, my
what
parents
is he?
for custody of them,
Yeah.
and they filed violations, family expenses on me. Like, everything is supposed to happen on July 2nd, and it's supposed to start at 9 a.m. and go on from there. All 3 cases are being heard on July 2nd. Like, so if you don't hear from me after that, just know I'm probably in Otsego County court jailhouse for some wrongful accusations because the courts here, they don't even listen to me. They don't accept my evidence. Nobody turns my evidence in. They just take, and I know the judge can get in trouble for allowing perjured and illegally obtained evidence.
Okay.
Like, he has to throw all that out. So I really should have a whole mistrial going on in my case because everything they've obtained was obtained illegally.
All
And
right.
it was perjured after they obtained it. And this is why I record all my phone recordings too. That's another thing you got to do. Whether you video record it or put a phone recorder on your phone, make sure you have those for any phone calls that come in, any phone calls that go out. Record everything.
I agree. That's the smart thing to do.
I have every one of my phone calls recorded. And that's also why I did it too, was because about you saying how they can perjure the forms and stuff. So Otsego County, I recorded them about them saying it's a CPS matter. And I recorded CPS telling me that it wasn't a CPS matter. They had nothing to do with my son being taken. You were right there. There's body cams on cops too. Always remember that. You go to FOIL and you can request all the body cams as well. So they can get in trouble for telling me that they didn't say that when I have it recorded right there saying it. And everybody who they claim said something, I'm bringing them into court. Everybody who saw what happened, everybody who sees, like, that they supposedly, that's all hearsay. You can't even use hearsay in these courts. Like, that should have been thrown out, but my lawyer didn't say a damn thing. And that's my thing with her fighting for me. When I tell her she was supposed to be fighting for me, and she's telling me I didn't tell her anything until afterwards. You can hear in the court hearing that I'm telling her everything before it even comes out. Like, you could have stood up and said, objection, something. She did nothing. But yeah, I went right to the White House too. Because this is trafficking, and I've actually called the trafficking unit last fall and stuff. But I couldn't leave because my daughters are here too, and I've already been threatened with my daughter's life and stuff about the gang that's in here. I shouldn't be pissing them off because my daughter's not young and she's sick now. Like, this stuff is crazy.
I know it is.
You wonder why we got so many problems, because we worry about things outside the country when we should be worrying about our own people in the country.
Yep.
Half the problem with America.
Well, we have to stay focused, and you need to stay focused on
getting my son free and back home. That's what I'm doing. I got the papers filled out, ready to go tomorrow to file these courts, get subpoenas and all that stuff for everybody I need in court. I'm going to do it myself if I have to. And now that I don't have a lawyer, I don't need her to sign papers. Which makes it easier for me to get the stuff done and actually, feel that she wouldn't do it. And there's a grievance committee, and that's who they told me to call. They gave me the website to report the lawyers, and I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Not going to do your job, you shouldn't have a position. Just like I told the guy at the hospital who violated my HIPAA rights and then wouldn't let me in the hospital to see my son because I wouldn't sign papers so that he could get paid.
Yeah.
And then he violated my HIPAA rights and got mad at me because I was recording, saying, I didn't give you permission to record. Like, you don't have to give me permission to record. You have cameras on your building that are recording you. How are you going to sit there and get all upset because you just got caught violating my rights? And it makes it sickening that the healthcare system is also involved in all this. Like, how are you going to sit there and help traffic kids when you're supposed to be helping victims of trafficking?
I agree.
Also, the ADA, they can help too. I'm getting a hold of them first thing in the morning too. It's the American Disabilities Act. They help people with injustices. Like, you're not getting a fair right to schooling, and you're not getting a fair right to living life with your kids, even though you have a disability. Like, the stuff is not right. I've been targeted, and I refuse to sit here and just be a target.
Yeah, that's certainly not the right thing to do. There's no family support or help. Why are they going after your sister? That's not right. Mm. Yeah.
What is because they teaching is leaving bruises. I'm like, your police, your investigators, nobody will do anything about it. The school system does nothing about it. And I take him to the doctor. And I didn't go through the benefit system out here, which I'm glad. I went through this program called WellCare. And they had it documented that it was assault. It was assault on my child. So tell me why that teacher just got to fire himself, quit the next year instead of getting put in jail. The doctor's office had it down as assault. You could see the handprints on my son. The cops, nobody out here would do anything about it. And that's how they got my son, was educational neglect the next time. So now they're just using neglect, period, this time. It's the same situation. Your cops abused my son. The hospital sexually, physically, and mentally abused him. And when I bring that up in this family court case too, the judge says, oh, I'm going to order a physical. That abused him. What do you think the outcome's going to be? Like, this is a very sick place. And I'll be damned if I don't do anything to stop it. Especially when it happens to be involving my children. Oh, excuse me.
Take your breath.
I just ate. My daughter made dinner for Father's Day, and me and my oldest daughter made a cake.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good day. Just missing my son. And I don't understand how I can raise 2 kids, but I can't raise a third one. It makes no sense.
I agree.
My oldest is 18. My other daughter, who lives with me is 17. She does everything she's supposed to do. My son just needs extra help, but there's a school system out here even isolating him. He took in a utility knife to school, but it didn't have a blade in it because I took the blades out of the knife. And they suspended it for a whole school calendar year. And when it was almost time to put him back in school, the school system shoved him from tutoring completely out of school, telling me basically that I had to homeschool him. Like, I said I had to talk to his psychiatrist because I wanted to, go over it with the therapist and make sure that was the right decision to do. And then the next day they tell me he can't come into school because they already filled his spot. And mind you, the school system out here too, they segregate the special needs kids. All the kids out here in the middle, only on the middle school, high school, they're all put in a closet in back by the janitor's office. Like, it's not even a regular classroom. It's what they call segregation.
Yeah.
So if a lot of parents out here really want to sue the school system, they can. And it means for a lawsuit. They're already setting these kids up for failure by isolating them from the rest of the population.
Has anything gone right with your case, or everything's gone bad?
For statistical reasons.
Uh-huh.
Situation, but I just go to a program a few times a week. I need to be. And I go to counseling, but not through their master system.
Right.
And that's the problem, is they can't see my records. They can't see what I'm talking about. They can't, they don't have people that they can get information from.
Right.
And that's the problem. They can't keep an eye on every person that is a threat to their system. I'm about justice and truth. I don't give a crap. Like, if I'm in the wrong, I'll admit it. Like I said, I was in the wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have said what I said. But I'm upset because you're trying to traffic my child and you've given me no evidence that you're not.
Yeah.
To me, you're trafficking your kid. You can't answer me. You can't give me that. You believe that's what's going on. Anybody who sits in a room with no windows, no nothing, you have a bed, and that's it. A bed and a sink in a room, and you're weak. You're gonna get agitated too.
Yeah, but that's where you got to separate, because you're a professional and you need to act professional.
Able to get the lawyer to get in there, but that's the only person he's been able to talk to when he was in the hospital down here in Leon. Now he's up in Buffalo. They put a password on his thing so only my parents can talk to him, which I doubt that's even occurring unless they're calling to threaten him if he says he wants to go home and stuff. Because when he was in the hospital out here, he said he wanted to be back home with his mother. Now they have to wipe that from his head and put other stuff in his head that mommy's not doing anything, mommy doesn't want you type thing. I know that's exactly what they're doing. And when I get my visits, because they're violating the order and I haven't gotten to see him since court on the 20th, well, I don't even know. I haven't seen him or talked to him since Supreme Court hearing, which was on the 21st.
Yeah.
Or 22nd, I think it was. Something like that. But that's last month. So they're going to get violated for not giving me my visits. They can't say they've tried to get my visits because nobody has contacted me. I would have a voicemail or a recording. Or a missed call. I have none of that. And I'm surprised I'm still on the phone with you because somebody keeps jarring into my phone, and just usually when I talk to you, they're either trying to get in on the conversation or my phone shuts off. Oh.
Well, it's now close to 8 o'clock, and I've had a chance to talk to you. I just noticed Cruella is coming to the room from Ventura, California. You always come at the end of my live stream, Cruella. Hello, and thank you for the warm hello there. Tony, I want to thank you very much for sounding off. I hope you're able to vent a little bit, but you need to collect your thoughts and concentrate on the real problem. The problem is you got to act professional more so than they do. And you got to focus with your evidence and getting your child back. And Cruella, is there a question you need to ask me? Because I'm now approaching 8 o'clock. I have 1 minute left and I'll have to go. And anybody else too. I'm going to take down my phone number because I can't take any more calls. And I'm going to put up a message about the top person you can complain to, which is Doge. I give you their website, I give you their phone numbers, and I give you their email. If all else fails, go to Doge. They will help you out. They will help you out. Yes, you do. So I got to say goodbye to Tony the Tiger, who's been on the phone. Thank you and God bless you. Cruella, Felicia from Oxnard, who's in Ventura County. Thank you from California. And that's it. That's all the people I had tonight. It was a slow night. And I had one emoji from Romy Harvey. Thank you, Romy Harvey. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For you that are on the East Coast, New York is 3 hours ahead. It'll be 1 o'clock your time. I'll be on at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. God bless you, and please don't stop. Keep fighting for your child. Don't give up. There'll be a brief message from my attorney, Vincent W. Davis. With that being said, I'm saying
a vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left.